Hi, this is Ryan. Thought I'd give you a little update. Went to a auction sale last Tuesday on the 11th. Yes, it is cold here in the shop. Don't got any heat on other than a little space heater. But went to an auction sale. The older gentleman that used to work on a lot of small engines, electronics, and also did a little bit of machining. Main reason I went to look at this lathe here. Ended up coming home with it. Although I think it's a little bit smaller than my other one that I had. It has a quick change gearbox on it. I won't start it up here. Right now I got a link belt on here and it makes a pretty horrible screech. I'll probably switch it out for a different type of adjustable link or adjustable belt rather than trying to take out the bearings at this point. A little bit of problem when I was first just doing some practice cuts. Whenever I got into a little bit of a deeper cut, the tool looked like it was just being pulled down by all the pressure. I'm going to try to get a new, I tried a different compound on it too, but what I'm going to do is get a different key nut and bolt to match the size that's also in this one to see if the issue is there. The old one that was on it looked like at one time it was broken, so I don't know if there was just a combination of things on it. This one was even further askew than the other. You kind of see the braze job that he did on both sides, so it kind of looked like it must have cracked right in here. Otherwise, just kind of real quick, just to show here, I can't get, I guess, too close here. My older camera doesn't zoom out very far. But see here, it does the motor is a capacitor start, and it has a forward and reverse, although it's opposite of the way it's listed on here. We'll see sometime if I just replace that with some kind of tumbler switch rather than leaving it like this. But otherwise, it can go pretty much from 4 threads per inch up to 120 threads per inch, plus it has some carriage feed sizes. The tool post I grabbed off my other lathe. Was nice on this one, and I was trying to figure out a way to actually do something similar on that, but the guy had mounted a light, and so I'm going to have a lot more light to be able to put on the job. And from what I was playing on there, it makes reading the crossfeed and the compound dials a lot easier. I will have to get another set screw out there and put, rather than just the screwdriver, I just have some thumb screws on there so I can readjust the crossfeed dials. Got quite a few other things along with it, both in the collection and on a few other boxes. I'll show you a few of them here. The more rare items that I got in from one of the boxes is this. And it took me a while to find a Starrett catalog with it in. Is this number 66? I believe it's called a engine sight guide. I guess it's used to, or a locomotive sight guide, and it's used to line up certain parts of the engine on old locomotives. Kind of just a few more pieces here. I can't go through all of the box, otherwise it'd be pretty long. And most of the stuff were other stuff in there were a lot of small tap wrenches and such to kind of add to the collection. But kind of a few of the older items and other odd items. This is a Acme riveter. There's I got two of them in one box that I have or that I got, and pretty much everything is still operational. It's a little rusty, but it works. And I would assume the Acme or the actual company is the Deming company from Salem, Ohio. This, I don't know for sure exactly what it is, and I would assume that maybe James Kilroy or somebody like that. They look like they're threading dies in there. When I took them out, they kind of look like threading dies, but I don't know for sure what they are. I just kind of thought that handle there looked pretty cool. It's two-sided. It looks like it has one set of dies one direction, one in the other, so I don't know if one's marked with stars, so I don't know if that means one is like a starting die and the other would be kind of like a finishing type die or something else. There's a way that you can, when everything is loose, that you can adjust the size. So I don't know if that could be more like a pipe thread kind of thing, where you could set it to whatever size you want, or if you just use those to get out of the way. I don't know. Kind of I don't know if I can get it all in one shot here, but kind of looks like a really old hacksaw. It's I can't really read the name on it right here, but I kind of thought that was cool, and it came in one of the boxes that I got that in. And I think from the side it looks like the name on there is Wabash. If anybody kind of knows the history of those, when you see this, let me know too. Until I was been watching Keith Rucker's videos, I would have never known what that was or what it could be used for. Kind of looks like a bearing scraper. Feels pretty good. I would assume this guy was still using that. Having an old wire puller. Looks like the action on it, if you can see that when you squeeze it, looks like that end would squeeze in around the wire that you wanted to strip off, and then that piece eventually would lockdown on the thing, and I don't know if you could adjust that so it would clamp on there before it started going apart or not. But on here, this is the General Cement Manufacturing Company cable wire stripper from Rockford, Illinois. After a couple of the videos from a couple of guys, these might be a little bit too big to cut off and mill down to use in the mill. I got another smaller Jacobs that I can use that for the smaller items. Got a couple of nice drill chucks to add to the collection with a Morse taper 2 shanks on them. Sorry I'm getting some of these out. I keep forgetting that I can't get them up here too close. Guy on there, and I don't know if this will fit. I didn't actually measure the threads in there yet, but I think that would fit. They had a Atlas 6-inch lathe there that I didn't buy. They threw in a lot of this stuff for it in a box, and it happened to be a box that I bought here. So I tracked down the guy that actually bought the lathe, and I gave him the change gears and everything that they had thrown in my box. I figured hopefully that'll be some good karma, and he was going to try to, rather, if he was just reselling it, I may not have done that, but since he didn't know for sure whether he was going to keep it or had thoughts on keeping it and using it, I just gave him the change gears. Go to a lot of auction sales where the people setting out the items just don't seem to know what the machines are, and for no rhyme or reason won't leave stuff like the change gears with the lathe. My previous videos, you kind of seen that once I got it home, I think I found that the change gears that I got with the second Barnes lathe that I got were actually for the other lathe that was at the auction. But what are you going to do? Kind of a neat way that he had to mount a service gauge that's on a magnet here, and I actually don't have it had a Starrett back plunger gauge on it that I was working on trying to free it up a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit loose. I'll just maybe have to throw a little bit of oil on it and clean up the stem. I haven't figured out if there's a way to actually open those up without special tools, but kind of a neat idea. Might be able to use that, flopping on the lathe of the bed when I either need a second one or the Noga doesn't work. The one thing that I didn't actually see in a box that I bought, and if you see Chuck outside Screwball's channel, he had his turret stock, or tailstock turret. This one is smaller than that one. Right now it has a Morse taper 1, and rather than using it in an adapter, I may try to get that out and then see what kind of I would assume it's probably a 3/8 16 thread or something in there, and see if I can get a Morse taper 2 replacement for it. But otherwise it kind of has some neat looking tools. Kind of seen similar type stuff on when I was up at the screw machine shop. but I don't know for sure what all of the different attachments are for. A lot of them I think are coming in for cutting different angles, like right on or coming from the side. So we'll see. Nothing else I can like Chuck did, and some of those that I gave Chuck, make replacement holders for him. Just another holder that was laying loose in the box. You can kind of see the bit down inside there. I don't know for sure what this is here. I may have to get the hood out with the magnifying lens to see that, but it kind of looks like it may be a like a tool bit holder, and I would assume if you then screw in the screws that these would pinch in and hold some kind of shaft that you wanted to hold in it. And it kind of looks like it would be a variable size, so that might be kind of nice if you had a little bit more of a range of size of tools that you wanted to put it in. The shaft on it is kind of ugly and it's pretty loose, so I'll probably have to replace that if I try to use it. This here, and I knew I'd open it upside down. There's just a one of these old punch number 5s, and I don't know if that's the junior. And it goes up to 1/4 inch, I think, on it. You see the guy's name, John R. Davis, and but I got one similar to that. I don't remember if it's the exact one. It doesn't stay shut, so I got a little cotter pin that I used to hold it shut. And picked up one box because it looked like it had at least a decent looking tap and die set, kind of to complement the one I already have. One thing that actually sold with the lathe that I thought was just kind of neat looking, although it also came with another steady rest, was just a old homemade steady rest, and I would assume the guy needed it for a reason, and maybe he needed something that was bigger to hold than a regular steady rest. But like I said, I just kind of thought that was a neat looking piece, even if I would never actually use it. But thanks for watching here. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to throw something out, show a few things. There may be a few more things when I get through all the boxes that I'll show everybody.